ask the question, like, did you think that Gobert deserved the nod over Towns for that third all NBA third team?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
is it because of team success?
I mean, his team does well with him in the roster, with him on the floor. His team does poor without him on the floor. That's why when he had that, I think it was like 58 game season or something, he still won Defensive Player of the Year. You know, like that doesn't really sound right. You know, I know for a fact it was under 65 games that he played. You know, he shouldn't have even been mentioned in the Defensive Player of the Year honors. But the team's defense, literally like that, like as quick as a Thanos snap, changes with him in the lineup, like drastically. He might not be that offensive stalwart, but he's the defensive anchor in Utah, and they're a completely different team without him. So yeah, I fully respect the fact that he got an All-NBA bid.
But look at these numbers Anthony Towns was averaging this season. So 24.5 points, shot over 51%, almost 52% from the field, 40% from three. He averaged 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block and a half. Now Minnesota wasn't that good of a team, but those are some really good numbers.
What was his
in the regular season?
What was his player efficiency rating? Does it show you on there?
No, I'm just looking at the regular season, basic stats.
Okay,
but
those are some heavy numbers.
Yeah, that's kind of tough, man. Missing out on $32 million. He's gonna be all right regardless, but still, that's
tough. He's not eligible for. I think it's called the Supermax contract extension because of that.
So I mean, I get it. I'm not mad at that they gave it to Gobert.
Or what about
he definitely deserved it, but
that's right. Would he be able to have been instead of Blake Griffin?
Who, Karl Anthony Towns?
Yeah, or is it only that one spot?
I think it's.
I don't know how it works.
I mean, because was it last year? They had Anthony Davis listed as a center last year, first team All NBA, but he was a power forward, and Boogie got hurt, and then he moved to center. So I don't know how to. Honestly, I don't know what they do with these. I just kind of think they just kind of try to fit these players in how they want to.
Yeah, I was surprised about Blake Griffin, but I'm happy about Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin's resurgence this year was nice.
Blake balled out. He had a really good season.
He did,
and his game definitely has transitioned from when he was in LA.
Oh yeah,
when he's in LA with Chris Paul, it was basically the Chris Paul show, and he was pretty much just running pick and rolls and lobs and whatnot. Now he has a complete game.
He's been given the keys to the offense.
Yeah, he has a complete game, and I hope Detroit can actually do something with that team. They
buns. Yeah. They're so trash.
Like, they got a good head coach. I like Dwayne Casey, but they got to, Blake is in his prime right now. You guys figure out something to, because his game is great. Like, he's really good right now. He distributes. He can post up now. He can hit the three off the dribble.
So let me ask you this: would you, as the Detroit Pistons, would you trade Andre Drummond for a good solid 3-and-D wingman?
Yeah, I mean, Drummond, I like Drummond. I just don't think he fits in with Blake per se. And I don't think he he's an old school center. You know what I mean? He doesn't really have any post moves either. He's really just like a putback king. He'll lead the NBA in rebounds. He's not a good defender. And then he'll get you like 18 points.
So he's DeAndre Jordan without the defense?
I guess that's a way to look at it. I want to say DeAndre. Yeah, I guess so. DeAndre Jordan, I mean, he got more moves than DeAndre Jordan.
He got more moves.
He do. He got at least a couple of moves.
He got more moves.
I don't think I ever see DeAndre Jordan do a post move.
That is fun.
I at least see Drummond do a drop step.
He tries.
A post hook. But, we'll see what goes on in Detroit. They need to do something with that and give Blake some help.
You good with LeBron on third NBA?
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, he's LeBron James. He missed, a couple of games this season. He still put up LeBron James numbers when he's healthy, so they got to put him in there. Second team All NBA, we got Kyrie Irving and Damian Lillard at the guards. The forward spots is Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, and then center is the process, Joel Embiid.
He said, "F the process."
That's cool. Shit, the nigga was tight after that shot. I'll be saying it too.
I'm honestly okay with this second NBA team. Like, I have no no queries about them, no negative things to say about how they were this season. They all played fantastic. And they all deserve a spot on the NBA.
Yeah, I'm cool with it too. Like the toss up really was just at center. You could put Embiid at the second team, or you could put Jokic second team. They put Jokic first team. I ain't got no problems with it. Embiid missed a lot of games after the All-Star break. He only played like 8 games after the All-Star break. I think that definitely had a factor into it. Plus, Jokic's team was really good this year. So, I'm cool with that.
Availability.
It's number one ability. Even though Embiid's better, but, we ain't going to talk about that.
Second team versus first team.
And then all NBA first team here, you got...
Studs, boy.
Giannis.
Shit is me.
So you got James Harden and Steph Curry at the guards. You got Giannis and Paul George at the forward. And then you got Nikola Jokic at center.
The only 2 unanimous all first team people were James Harden and Giannis. They were the only 2 that were unanimous first team.
Which makes sense. They're the 2 people that's probably and really in the running for MVP.
Paul George was the next one to be close to unanimous. I think he had 91 votes or 94 votes.
Yeah, deservingly so. Paul George put together
he's the third season candidate for MVP.
He looked really good this season. I wanted to. So with these all NBA teams, one thing I want to clarify. Just because a player makes the all NBA first team or second team doesn't necessarily mean they're better than a player that didn't make a team or was below them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like LeBron James made third team all NBA, but on that first team list, like who are you taking over LeBron?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. Like people, I don't want people to get confused with that. If you're listening to the show and you're not really like a sports person, just because they made like that all NBA first team doesn't necessarily mean that they're better than any other player that made any of the other teams there. It's just that they had a great season and deservedly so. They deserve to be placed in that echelon there. So shout out to all those players. They did a hell of a job.
If LeBron played the whole year,
he's easily first team.
It would have been crazy because then he would have knocked Paul George down the second team. You can't put Paul George in third team because of how great his season was. So then that means either Kawhi or Kevin Durant would have got bumped down to third team.
Right.
Either so. All 4 of those names are first team all NBA talents. So it is what it is.
That's a fact.
That's one of those things where it's more like it's not like a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like a 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B type of thing.
Right. All NBA defensive teams. Second team was Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid. All NBA defensive first team at the guards was Marcus Smart, Eric Bledsoe, and then you had Paul George and Giannis at the forwards, and then Gobert at the 5 position. Anything that you would change there?
I wouldn't really change anything. This list goes more credited towards why I said Rudy Gobert over Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is great offensively, but what's he doing defensively? Clearly, Gobert is doing his thing defensively. He's been named all defensive team, first team for 3 years in a row, I think. Man's a stud. First year for Eric Bledsoe and first year for Marcus Smart, both are deserving. Marcus Smart stopped flopping as much and really just anchored in. He's really a fantastic defender. Other 2.
What about Bledsoe over Holiday? Not Drew. Eric Bledsoe over Drew Holiday for first team.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't watch. Here's the thing. I don't watch Milwaukee. It is what it is. Like, I just don't watch Milwaukee. But I've known about Eric Bledsoe for a long time, and I've always known he's a scrappy defensive guy. I don't really watch their games enough. I've seen Drew Holiday in the playoffs lock people up left and right. I don't know how he is in an 82-game season, so I can't really – I'm not going to knock the fact that Drew didn't get the number 1 bid instead of Eric, but I don't watch either of them enough to really have a feeling towards who should have been first or who should have been second.
And then again, this is just a testament to like the season that they had. Like I think as Milwaukee's team had a better season. They was number one, like they're like top 5 defensive team and offensive team. You know, Bledsoe and Giannis. And like, you know, looking at this list, like Draymond Green is second team, Kawhi Leonard is second team. There's not one defender in that first team I'm taking over those two, honestly. Perimeter defender, I should say. And then Draymond, he guards, you know, everybody. You know, Draymond might be the most versatile defender in the league. And Kawhi, one-on-one, there's not a better defender in this league than Kawhi when it's on-ball defense. So, but deservingly so. Everybody got their bids. I'm not mad at it. Joel Embiid, second team, Gobert, first team. I'm cool with that. So, shout out to them. And then the last teams was the all-rookie NBA. They announced those, and they're pretty much nailed these down pat. So, second team, I do have excuse me. Second team, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Colin Sexton, Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, and Kevin Huerter. And then first team, you got Luka, Trae Young, DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson Jr., and then Marvin Bagley the third. Mm-hmm. The only one that I could argue is Landry Shamet over Marvin Bagley. I didn't think Shamet got a lot of love this season, or he got love because obviously he made second team, but I think you could have made an argument that he could have been first team the way that he performed, not only for the Sixers, but for the Clippers. And then also, if playoffs was a factor, he played really well against the Warriors. Like, was the main reason that they came back in that 30-point deficit in game 2.
So playoffs can't be a factor, though, because everybody that's on these lists can't be in the playoffs.
That's a fact. But maybe they should change it.
Nah, I'm not.
I'm just saying.
Why would they change it?
Why not?
Then that would be unfair to every player that's been balling out for 82 games.
How's that unfair? If a player was a good reason why that team made the playoffs, I'm just saying.
Yeah, for making the playoffs, right. Not for playoff contribution.
And yeah, making the playoffs and playoff contribution. I'm just saying.
I can't agree with that because then Dirk wouldn't have got his MVP. You know what I mean? There's just so many things that would screw.
Yeah,
over.
But Dirk would have got an MVP for that fucking run against Miami in that playoff run. That motherfucker. So,
I'm okay with everybody on this list. I didn't really see any other rookies that stood out except for these 10. So
yeah, they all deserved it.
I'm okay with this list. I really think Colin Sexton's gonna be a consistent 20-point scorer next season. He'll be nice. He'll be real good. I think he's got a real good future for him. Huerter, I think they're one draft spot from him just strictly being a bench player, but he's still a good player, nonetheless. Same with Mitchell Robinson. He got a lot of burn late in the season, but they was Buns Dookie.
Yeah, he was averaging like 2 blocks a game since he got minutes.
Yeah, late in the season, he really hopped
he's playing
in
well.
The tandem rookies in the Clippers uniforms, they both performed.
Yo,
pretty well.
Shamet is the man. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's going to be. I like him a lot. Shamet is my boy, man. I'm mad we had to trade him to get Tobias Harris, but he reminds me of like JJ Redick taught him everything, and you could tell in his game. Like he plays just like JJ do, but he's more athletic because obviously he's younger, but he got a little bit more spring in his step. Like he'll take it to the hole and dunk on somebody. Well, not dunk on somebody, but dunk the ball at least.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as those first team people, even though Marvin is hashtag Duke Blue Devils, I was kind of chuckling about him getting first team, but it is what it is. Honestly, if Sexton would have got first team instead of him, I wouldn't have been upset at all. to be completely honest,
right?
But mainly because Sexton was a starter for majority of the season or the whole season, I'm not sure. And really on the second half of the season, he turned it up, averaged, I think it was like 22 points a game after the All-Star break. So, who you got for Rookie of the Year?
Luka.
Oh, you got Luka?
Yeah, it's Luka. It's definitely Luka. Trae Young came on strong, towards the second half of the season, but Luka was just good all season. Mm-hmm. That's, I can't take that away from him.
That's fair.
Now, if you ask me who would I take, going into the future,
Trey?
I might have to take that boy Trey.
Trey?
I like
Trey
Luka.
Dizzy?
I do fuck with Luka though. He